Hi, I'm Wrenchin Roger. I'm at the Mitchell One booth, and I'm talking with Dan Williams about their product.
Hi, Wrenchin Roger. How are you?
I'm good. It's good being Wrenchin Roger.
Great.
Right. So let's get started. Now, communication seems to be a big theme for Mitchell One. Tell me about what you're doing to help communicate better with customers.
Sure can. You know, the opportunity to build relationships with customers doesn't only happen right when the customer's actually in the shop. As a matter of fact, with our social CRM product, there's an opportunity for shop owners to be able to start touching the customer even before they walk into the shop. We can do that by offering what's called targeted promotions, as well as things such as professional service reminders. Above all is our social CRM support agents. They're trained to be able to help the shop owners be able to manage the content that is online and all the different media type of platforms. It basically helps to improve the search engine visibility of their shop and also their online reputation as well. Now that's just beforehand. Now when the customer's actually at the shop, then service managers can use and tap into our repair product. We call it Pro Demand, as well as our award-winning management system. Service managers can look at automotive-related information as well as history of that automobile. And what that does is it provides that shop to be able to have a high level of customer interaction, driving customer satisfaction as well. And then finally, after the customer picks up the car and leaves the shop, we're not done with them. Back to our social CRM solution, what we're going to do is send out a thank you email. And in that thank you email, there's an opportunity to be able to invite them for a schedule of a new service in the future. But also, just as importantly, as we tap into that social media, we're going to give them an opportunity to post a review. And so what we found is that customers, verified customers who have actually been to the shop and had a good experience, they typically score higher than just anonymous third-party providers of information.
So, and all this is online, not through snail mail.
It's all online. When we talk about communication, it's basically looking at emails, real-time emails, as well as real-time text messaging as well.
Hi, I'm Wrenchin Roger. I'm at the Mitchell One booth, and I'm speaking with Ben Johnson. How are we doing today?
Nice to see you, Roger.
Yes. So, let's talk about Mitchell One's featured product, Short Track. What is it, and how does it benefit technicians?
Well, great question. SureTrack is our newest thing. So Mitchell for years has been known as the provider of OE information to help the aftermarket service tech, right? So you have a problem with your car, Mitchell's where you go to get the repair information, the diagnostics information, you look up your parts and labor, anything you need to know about the OE way of fixing the car. SureTrack takes it a whole nother direction because while that's all very important, technicians also value experience. And so we know that we've had a lot of cars in the bay, had a similar problem. We got a Tahoe with a problem, we've seen it before. We don't go look at the repair information again, we go look to see if the same problem we fixed the first time is the same problem with this car. SureTrack captures all that information nationwide. So it's a way of bringing industry experience into the aftermarket bay.
So if I'm a shop and I have a Tahoe, it has a P0455, that's a large evap leak, and let's say a lot of vent solenoids go bad. The person with Short Track could post that, and other people in the country could see how many vent solenoids went bad?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we're just actually launching the thing today. We've already got over 6 million tips in Short Track for technicians to look at. So I can do exactly as you're saying, identify the vehicle, punch in the trouble code, and it'll tell me not only it'll tell me the parts that frequently tend to fail. It'll tell me the mileages that the parts tend to fail at. So there might be 2 or 3 things that could cause a symptom, but if one thing tends to fail at 75,000 miles, another thing might tend to fail at 125,000 miles, I just reference my odometer and start looking where I want to look. Once I've identified that, then I say, well, let me think. It might be the mass airflow sensor is one of the components. Then I can look up another tab in the product that says component test, and it'll actually help me validate that that in fact is the problem on my car before I go replacing it unnecessarily. And then if it's a part or component that generates a waveform or that I can test, I have a library of known good waveforms that I can compare against, so I can very quickly identify what's possibly wrong, what's probably wrong, and then validate that that's the problem. If I've hit the wall, if those things aren't in the database, they haven't been reported before, I can actually go into a community section on the site and ask a question and just say, here's my Tahoe, here's what's happening, and now, you know, over 150,000 technicians have access and the ability to answer that question, and we can actually have a dialogue. It's just like a virtual version of calling your buddy down the road and asking them if they've seen that before.